on behalf of all the YouTubers of IC Tales channel, I take a very great pleasure, ma'am, in welcoming you. So, ma'am, what are you like? What are you doing in your field?
Yeah, I'm Neha and I'm a parenting coach and a career counselor. So we basically, counsel parents and help them out to adopt positive parenting strategies and gentle parenting so that they connect with their child more and the childhood trauma which generally children face in their adulthood, that is cut out, and that is not there in their adulthood, like the things which we are facing right now, they don't face when they grow old. So we help parents adopt positive parenting strategies to raise their positive children.
Okay, ma'am. So you basically nurture and help young minds grow more beautifully in their life.
Yes.
That's very
Yes.
great, ma'am. So, ma'am, starting off with the interview. So, what
Okay.
inspired you most to become a parental expert and a career counselor? Like, what advice will you give to like many beautiful and young minds?
Yeah, so the basic inspiration was when I was studying. I did my BSc in home science and MSc in human development and family relations, plus postgraduate diploma in child guidance and family counseling. So when we studied over there, whatever we studied over there, it was, very shocking for us also to learn about those things. Like, a basic feeling of anxiety in adulthood can be related to your childhood trauma. Or just, if you can't say no to any person, that is also related to, your childhood trauma. So that those things like inspired me to help parents out, help children out, so that they don't, we raise a good generation in future. They don't feel as left out, as panic attacks, and so many anxiety cases are coming up these days. That is big, all because of their childhood memories and childhood traumas. So I don't want the coming generation to face all this. Plus, the second inspiration came from my daughter. When she came into this world, that was the best moment of my life. So there and then I decided that whatever I have learned, whatever experience I have, I will definitely take it forward.
Share it
I
with
will
me.
set an example for all the parents, for all the generation coming up, that with gentle parenting and with positive parenting, we can raise disciplined kids as well.
Great, ma'am. That is a very great insight. And so, ma'am, what is your, matlab, what all you want to say about it? How can we become a good role model for our kids?
Yes, kids always imitate us. Whatever you do, you may think that they are not observing you, or you may think that they are not looking at you, they are busy in their play. But your behavior, your thinking pattern, you may see in your children any or every time. Like I have noticed, whatever I do, however I do, my daughter imitates me. Like it's completely surprising sometimes. I create content sometimes in front of her, and sometimes she takes my camera and starts speaking the same exact lines whatever I say on the camera. Like she's about to be 4 in November, and she's so small. It is so uh, shocking to see her in that behavior. So yes, kids always imitate you. The behavior you show, the gesture you do, or whatever you say to them, they will always copy that in their mind and will portray it in front of you. And then you will see a mirror in front of you, that that will be a shocking truth for you, that yes, whatever you do impacts your kids life. So always be a good role model, and what is discipline, like doing things on time and in a proper way. So if you are doing it in a proper way, and you are uh, portraying it in front of your child, you are showing a good behavior with your child. If you are slapping the child, if you are abusing the child in any way, or you are shouting or you're yelling, that completely they imbibe in them, and you will see in that in their behavior after a period of time. And then you'll say कि ये कैसे हो गया, हमने कभी इनको ऐसे नहीं सिखाया हमने. बट यू डोंट रियलाइज कि आप जैसा उनके साथ बिहेव कर रहे हैं वो वही सीख रहे हैं.
They will
उन्हें
give
वो
you same in
एम्पावरिंग
return.
लगता है.
They will give the
वो
same
उन्हें
thing
वो
in return.
एम्पावरिंग लगता है जब हम हमेशा उन पर हावी होते रहते हैं. दे थिंक दैट दे डोंट हैव एनी ऑटोनॉमी, एंड इन रिटर्न they will show the same behavior you are showing them.
That's true. That's true. It actually happens in today's generation.
Yes.
Children, just like you told, they imitate. So yes, they do actually. So when you give
Yes.
example of, so suppose they will slap. So if the environment is that sort of, so they will actually take all these
Yes.
values only. That's
Yes,
true, ma'am. That's true.
they will slap their younger siblings afterwards,
Yes.
because they think हमें लगता है हम डिसिप्लिन कर रहे हैं, हमारी अथॉरिटी है, एंड उसी तरह से वो भी अपनी अथॉरिटी समझेंगे कि बड़े लोग मार सकते हैं, तो फिर आप कंप्लेन
Even
करेंगे
he
कि
can
सिबलिंग
do.
वो लड़ते हैं और वो झगड़ा करता है. सो यू नीड टू बी केयरफुल, यू नीड टू set a good example in front of them for this.
That's true, ma'am. That's true. So, ma'am, the next question is that if the parents are from different culture, so what is your advice to them that how should they raise their children in such an environment? Because both the parents are from different cultures.
See, if cultures are different, there will be some common points. Plus, the today's time is not just about being of the same culture or different culture. People are getting married of different religion, of different culture, of different caste. So I think today's world has completely changed. People's minds are changing. People are getting more aware that their behavior, their actions can be impactful on their child's life. So the kind of cases come to me are from this genre also. And the only advice I will give them is that they should teach their children secularism. And they should not, दोनों कल्चर्स का सिखाओ जो भी आप चाहते हो, क्योंकि डिसिप्लिन तो सेम ही रहता है ना. स्कूल उसको जाना है, ठीक है, अपनी ड्रेस चेंज करनी है, होमवर्क करना है, खाना खाना है, तो ये किसी कल्चर के पर्टिकुलर नहीं है, राइट. सो डिसिप्लिन आप सिखाइए, लेकिन पॉजिटिव पेरेंटिंग स्ट्रेटजीज से. प्लस जो भी कल्चर आप उनमें इम्बाइब करना चाहते हैं, सो दैट इज योर कंप्लीट प्रेफरेंस. आप दोनों का सिखाना चाहते हैं, किसी पर्टिकुलर का सिखाना चाहते हैं, सो दैट इज कंप्लीटली योर चॉइस. लेकिन सबकी रिस्पेक्ट करना एक अलग बात है, और किसी कल्चर को फॉलो करना एक अलग बात है. सो वी कैन नॉट बी लिटिल द अदर कल्चर्स और द अदर रिलीजन्स इन द नेम ऑफ आवर रिलीजन. सो आप सब कुछ सिखाइए उन्हें, सब बताइए कि सब कुछ अच्छा होता है, एंड वो किसी भी रिलीजन को फॉलो कर सकते हैं, किसी भी कल्चर को फॉलो कर सकते हैं, राइट. लेकिन रिस्पेक्ट सबकी सिखानी चाहिए हमें, हर रिलीजन की, हर पर्सन की, चाहे वो छोटा हो, बड़ा हो, किसी भी दर्जे का हो, हमें हर किसी की उन्हें रिस्पेक्ट करना सिखाना चाहिए.
Very great, ma'am. Very true. Very true. So, ma'am, my next question is that again, what is your advice to the children if both the children have age gap? So, what can be the behavioral changes, and what is your advice to them that how should they behave?
So if there is an age gap, like I have cases, where the age gap is 9 years, 11 years, and somewhere 15 years also has been the age gap. But I think when kids grow up, when they get a little bit mature, like 9, 10 years old, kids it gets easier for them to accept a sibling, right? They can also help you, like if you know behave in a very indifferent way and don't involve them in the process of pregnancy and delivery and raising the child, then there might be an issue. But otherwise, if I talk from my personal experience, yes, they can be a little bit of stiff, because you know, a child may feel ashamed because the age gap is so you know, big. So but if you make your child understand, and you know, involve him in the procedure, and involve him in all the development of your stages, plus delivery, plus after post delivery, then it will be a lot easier for you and for your child to adapt to that you know, environment. अगर हम इन्वॉल्व नहीं करेंगे एंड उनको सेपरेट रखेंगे, तो वो जो सेपरेशन एंजाइटी है जो अब तक नहीं आई थी, वो सिबलिंग राइवलरी में बदल जाएगी, एंड यू विल नॉट इवन नो अबाउट इट. सो बच्चों के लिए यही एडवाइस, बच्चों को हम कुछ एडवाइस नहीं कर सकते, उन्हें हम बस यू नो अपने बिहेवियर से, अपनी पॉजिटिव पेरेंटिंग से ही अपने साथ लेकर चल सकते हैं, because their brains are still developing and they cannot understand, you know, some little things which we want them to understand. So we need to involve them in all the things so that हमारे लिए भी easy हो और उनके लिए भी easy हो.
So ma'am, just like you said right now that हम बच्चों को कुछ advice नहीं दे सकते. So ma'am, what are the basic advice that we can make their parents understand? Because at times, due to such huge generation gap between us and our parents and the sibling and then the, you know, elder sibling. So ma'am, what is the greatest advice you can give? Because at times even parents fail to, you know, make their kids understand, because there are many cases in which a mother cannot, you can say, conceive, or you can say that due to some or the other reason the age gap tends to be more, just like you said, 15 years. So ma'am, what is
Yes.
the advice that we can give to the parents so that they can make their children understand? Just like you said that after some times things convert into rivalry. So ma'am, yes,
Yes.
that is true, it will be definite, but what is the major and the basic thing we can make the parents understand in that case?
So we, so to parents, I'll only advise that you know, involve your elder sibling with you, like spend time with them, and you know, when the baby arrives after the post delivery, you know, separate time you should give your to your elder child also, because they also deserve that time. You know, a major change has happened in their life, and if you will not give that time, you will not give that attention to them, it will be really difficult for them, because it is not easy to cope up in that situation, right? Sometimes shame is there, sometimes you know, they are not feeling comfortable with the baby's arrival, because all the attention that older sibling was having all the time for 9, 10, 15 years, and suddenly that you know, all the attention has gone to the baby, it will be really difficult for the older sibling, right? Spend separate time with them, and you know, talk about their school, their homework, and definitely spend you know, 15 minutes during the bedtime, because that is the most important time when parents and a child can bond with each other. And you know, you can fix up a bedtime story, or you can just talk about random things, like about school, about you know, what are you going to do for school tomorrow, or what do you want for lunch tomorrow. Plan something nice for them, plan a game time for them, right? So that you can spend time with the older sibling, and you know, ask for your spouse's help. That is the most important. You know, we as mothers do the major mistake of not involving our spouse in raising our kids. But you know, Khushboo, I have noticed when the spouse is involved in raising both the children, that makes a lot of difference. You know, when you are raising, when you are taking care of the small baby, then your husband probably can, you know, spend time with the older sibling, older child. And when you are busy with the older child, then your husband can take care of the small baby, right? I know for feeding purpose, for different things you have to take care, but then take out separate time, make sure you manage your time well, and take your husband's or wife's help, so that the older child is not feeling left out at all, and he gets his part of attention also.
Very true, ma'am. Very true and very great, valuable insights you have shared with us. I hope this will help many of the parents and child to, grow more equally, very comfortable with their family
Yes.
in their life. So, ma'am, are there any previous generation values which you would like to pass on to your kid? And if so, then what will you pass and why will you pass that value to your child?
There are so many values, Khushboo, like the teachings from my grandmom, my nani, my dadi, my mother, and my mother-in-law. I will definitely pass on to her, because these values make us Indians who we are, right? If we don't have values, we can say a part of respect is left behind, right? So respecting elders, having a proper routine, and that is all part of discipline. Like I don't want to miss out on any value, and keep it separate from her. It's not about just ki cooking kar lo, khana bana lo, safai kar lo, ye kar lo, tumhe kaam aayega. No, it's not about that. She should know all these things, but as a part of life skill, and not just she has to get married. No, she will study hard, right? She will grow up as an independent woman, and she will learn everything, every life skill required to survive in this world. Because and in future, if I if I deliver a son in future, then I will teach all these values to him as well, because it is not just equality. It is about surviving in this world. It is impossible to survive in this world if you don't know any of the life skills. So I don't want that my daughter should be dependent on her husband for anything, or my son to be dependent on his wife for anything. They should be independent, and should support their respective spouses in their own ways.
Okay, ma'am. Great. Very great. Ma'am, the next question is that what challenges do you face? What challenges do you face with your job, and how did you overcome it?
So the major challenge comes when the parents are not able to accept that they are, at some point they are at fault. So that is a major challenge. There is no awareness, there is no education. Obviously they are educated, but not in a way that there are positive parenting techniques which they can apply to teach discipline to their kids. So they always try to use carrot and stick, which sometimes is very harsh on kids, and it leaves a great impact on their minds, and it can lead to childhood trauma, which can impact their adulthood behavior. So that is a major challenge. So in order to make them accept, Khushboo, it takes a lot of time. And you don't need to accuse them of anything. They are not at fault. They just have seen this kind of parenting, so they think that this is the only way how kids can be raised. So uh, you know to teach them, to make them aware, that is the most important thing. And these days, thankfully, with the help of internet, we can reach anywhere and guide anywhere, and make them aware about different parenting techniques which they can adopt to discipline their kids, and to connect with their child, and raise a happy, healthy, and positive child.
I also think one thing that in all such scenarios which you shared, I think generation gap plays a major role, because I have seen parents who strictly abide to the point that you have to do CA only. You cannot go in the line of fashion. So there, I think that comes a very problematic situation. And just like you told, that it creates a very, ruckus environment around the parent and a
Yes.
kid, because that
There is no
eventually turns into a
education.
fight. Yeah,
There is no education regarding it, Khushboo. If we talk about careers, then matlab, there is no education. Parents still think that engineering, doctor, CA, lawyer, these are the only career options which can make them earn good money. But these days the plethora or the platform is filled with career options which children can choose with their interest area and can flourish and grow like their parents can't even think of how much growth is there in today's world. So yes, there is no education, there is no awareness. So in order to do that, I would request IC Tales and other counselors to conduct more and more seminars and workshops for parents in order to educate them.
true, ma'am. That's very true, because the generation gap things till now is coming in a very, running manner. It has not been
Yes.
stopped, because I've seen parents doing
Hmm.
such things to their child. Yeah, I
Yes.
think that your valuable insights will be very much helpful for the many young minds and to grow more bright in their future. So,
Yes.
ma'am, my next question to you is that, being a career counselor, what is your advice to the current generation, that how should they avoid, difference didn't get very problematic while choosing their career? Like, what is the advice to you in current times? Because most of the children get confused, they choose some other paths, and then they want to go on some other path. So, like, what is their advice to you, how differently they can?
For children, for teens who are at the stage who are, where they have to choose a career, where they have to choose a path for them, I would only, give one advice to them that, they should go to a career counselor to get their, interest test. There are psychometric tests where you can, get to know that in which area you have interest, and according to that they will give you a few options from which you can choose which according to your personality, according to your aptitude, you can choose many careers, and can even start some side hustle or side thing, so that earning is also coming and you are studying also. But I would definitely advise them to read more and more, develop their skills which are needed in today's world, in today's industries. So because basic skills come in handy, and they need not start from zero from there, right? So I would ask the teens to have their goals set in mind, and they should read about different career options, so that they know that which is interesting, or which is getting their attention, क्या चीज उन्हें करने में अच्छी लगती है, या क्या चीज को वो स्पेशली टाइम निकाल के करते हैं, क्या चीज को वो कभी टाइम पास के लिए कर लेते हैं. So that makes a lot of difference. Plus अगर हम पेरेंट्स की बात करें, देन उनके अगेंस्ट जाने की बजाय उन्हें समझाने की कोशिश करेंगे अगर हम, या फिर पेरेंट्स भी अगर बच्चों पर प्रेशर बनाने की बजाय उनके साथ मिलकर उन्हें सपोर्ट करेंगे एंड उन्हें पुश करेंगे, देन इट विल बी अ ग्रेट यू नो पुश फॉर द चाइल्ड कि वो आगे बढ़े, ग्रो करे एंड एक अच्छे करियर में सेट हुए.
Very true, ma'am. Very true. So, lastly, I would like to ask you that, according to you, like what is the toughest phase in parents' life and why?
Okay, so parenting as a journey is not at all tough, Khushboo, according to me. We as parents make it tough for us, by, trying to discipline our kids, by trying to, pressurizing them to, do whatever we say. So, yes, of course, when the kids are growing, the, infant stage, the toddlerhood, that is a little bit difficult, because at that point of time the kids cannot understand your reasoning at all. And the infant stage, the kids are just, developing, their brains are not developed fully, and they don't know anything. You can just, try to imbibe positive behavior in the environment. You can just try to make the environment so positive with your words, with your behavior in front of the child, that you don't need to shout or yell, or have a tantrum in the house. And when a toddler is throwing a tantrum, what we parents try to do, we just shout or yell at them. We throw a tantrum ourselves, so that, instead of solving the problem, it just adds on to the problem. So we don't need to be a part of the problem, we have to solve the problem, because we are adults. We cannot expect a child to understand whatever we are saying, right? When we as adults are not trying to understand what a child is saying, how can you expect a child to understand, right? So yes, a toddlerhood is a little bit difficult, but with positive parenting and gentle parenting, we can always make it right, and make it, smooth experience for all the parents.
Very great, ma'am. Very great. Thank you so much for sharing your, valuable insights with us, and a very beautiful journey which you shared right now in just these 30-minute time span. And I hope that this video will help, nurture many parents and grow more even beautifully with their kids. And thank you so much, ma'am, for accepting the request of IC Tales. And I had a very wonderful time with you, and very much abundance of success to you in your future. And thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Khushboo and IC Tales, for inviting me for the interview. It was great talking to you, and I hope, parents see this video and get some good, valuable awareness, education, and try to understand whatever we are trying to do, and with the help of positive parenting techniques, and they connect more with their children. I wish all the parents, all the members of IC Tales a very, very, happy journey in their life. And thank you so much for calling me.
Yeah, ma'am. I mean, I am wishing the same, that parents even try to understand more, and they do not, take things in between of, you can say, generation gap or anything in between.
Yeah.
And thank you so much, ma'am. I hope this video will
Okay.
help them grow even more.